Hello, everyone. Welcome back to All Things Cinema podcast. And today we are going to be talking about all things Brahmastra. And I have three people joining in from Indian Geek Society. Welcome everyone here for the very first time. Nona Prince, Manoj Matthew, and Bruce Wayne. So people might think that
Batman, what? It's Batman.
Batman.
Who's Bruce Wayne? I don't know any Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I mean, people might think that this is more of a Batman dedicated stream, but it's not. We are going to be talking all things Brahmastra, and it's just we are such huge fans of Batman in general that Manoj. Okay, Manoj has gone for a bit, but he'll be back. Thank you guys for joining in. I think this is the first time you all are here on my channel, and we did a stream on Indian Geek Society a couple of nights ago, which is unfortunately not
Let's not
available.
go there. Let's
Yeah,
not go
so
there.
we thought let's recreate that and do this once more. First of all, welcome guys, and a word before we start off, like a word on Indian Geek Society, what the channel does, because I'll put the link in the description.
So actually, I prepared a tagline for it.
Okay.
So it was no, I forgot it. Mm, what was
Array,
it?
you should have written it down, no, then.
One-stop destination for all geeks. And it's a society. This is I butchered it, okay? But yeah, it's basically we talk about all our favorite stuff, superheroes, comics, games, and all of that. We do weekly live streams. We do reactions to episodes of various shows and movies and all of that cool stuff. If you're into that, definitely check it out.
That's great. So, see, my channel has a lot of Malayalam audience, so I don't know how much people would be interested in a Brahmastra-based stream, but let's hope for the best. Like, people know that I worked on this film as well. Ritvik is already here saying us here. So, let's start this stream first of all with me telling people that just because I am a part of the film, it doesn't mean that I'll be biased towards it or just talking good things about it. We have like a very neutral sort of panel, and we'll be as honest as possible about the film. And you guys also in the comments can tell us, what you felt about the film and how it can impact Indian cinema. Uh, Guys, can you tell me if my video is like, is it okay? Because I can see some lag on my end.
It
But
is it
Glitching.
is
It's
struggling a
glitching a
little
bit.
bit.
Glitching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, but the voice is clear, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
voice is
Yeah.
fine. Yeah. It
Okay.
looks like someone is trying to hack your system, but
Okay.
It's happening
Okay.
already.
Okay. 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 So let me come to Nona first, because you have your own channel as well as Indian Geek Society. So you have covered Brahmastra quite extensively. So it's been 10 days now. The film is close to 200 crores. Did you see it coming amidst all the controversies and what was happening before that with Lal Singh Chadda, the boycott trend, all the negativity? Did you expect this amount of money and this amount of mad uh, reception that the film has got?
Pretty much, yes. Like not like exact amount. Maybe I expected more, but I was like, this will work. It like it's that all the elements. It's like a visual delight. It's a great experience in theater. It has its own issues, and we can all talk about it. But at the end of the day, it's a good experience and something new. Basically, what people have been demanding, right? What the real critics of Bollywood have been demanding. Something original, not a remake. We want hard work, and they took a lot of time to create something new, original, which is based out of our own culture and heritage. So I think they just ticked every box which was demanded from them, and it worked. And even if still people have issues with it, I totally get it. You can complain about certain things about it, the love story and all that. We'll get into it, but
Mhm.
yeah, at the end of the day, it's something never done in Indian cinema, and I'm happy that they did it at a really good level. There are issues, there'll always be issues, it cannot be perfect, but that's how you improve and go ahead, right?
But
Yeah,
Nona,
yeah.
did you expect people to block a live stream over this?
That I never, not block, copyright strike. Yeah,
Copyright.
that I never expected. That out, like I was literally going to sleep, and I'm like, wait,
just
what?
to give
Copyright
just to
strike?
give people a backstory,
Context.
like a couple of nights ago, we did a live stream on Indian Geek Society, the channel that I have tagged in the title, and it got a copyright strike for no fault of ours, and we are still in the process of getting it resolved. But now coming to Manoj, so Manoj, like as Nona said, it is not a perfect film. No film is perfect, right? Like
Right.
it's obvious. There always will be flaws, and the good thing with uh, this film is that they have two more chances to correct the flaws, right? Like this is not a
Right.
one-off
In
film.
some ways.
So
Yeah.
the second part, they definitely they have. I am sure they have already acknowledged the good and the bad and the ugly of the film, and in the next part we are definitely not going to complain about the same things, right? So
True, true, true.
what was your initial, like, first reaction, if you can recall your first theatrical experience when you watched it?
So I also want to talk about what my first thought was when I even heard about this movie. Like a movie like this was actually coming out. I was actually really excited because it was Mukherjee, because I really liked his previous two films, Wake Up Sid and Ye Jawani Ye Diwani. So I think my expectations was really heightened. So when I first watched it and when I first finished it, I was a little bit underwhelmed. And it was not because of the VFX, it was not because of the like I even put out a tweet saying that it's like in a difficult, like it's like they got the difficult questions correct and the easy questions wrong in an exam.
Yeah,
That's the feeling I got, where I felt like the VFX was great, the mythology was great, whole the foundation, the sort of universe which they was creating, that was all great. Like the Astroverse, that was all like that all sounded like amazing. But the humanity, the factors related to like the love story, the relationships between the characters, those are the ones that really made me feel underwhelmed. So initially, I still remember my first reaction was like, enjoyed it, but it has a lot of flaws. And then,
yeah. I mean,
over the next, yeah,
there's a kind of bittersweet feeling with the film, right? Like
exactly,
there's
exactly,
that aftertaste is good, but it doesn't last too long, because then the logical side of your mind starts working, and
right,
you
right.
when you have to connect the dots. And so, for example, Vishnu has put a comment that after Brahmastra, Bollywood should start working on their script, screenplay, dialogues. Filling screen with VFX and graphics will not help. I didn't connect with Shiva and Isha. So
That's
let me
very
take
true. That's
this
very
to
true.
Bruce Wayne now. Uh, do you agree with this? Like, did you also not connect with Shiva and Isha?
Like, first of all, I have to say, like, I don't usually go for in Bollywood films that
Okay.
often. Like,
See,
in
guys,
fact,
he's basically Batman. He's busy.
Yeah.
He have work at night. So please,
in fact, in fact, like I watch Bollywood films, but like most of the people have an impression of me, like my friends and all that. Like when Nuna posted a story of me of us going for Brahmastra, I got like at least 20 replies saying, "You watch Hindi films?" Like utter shock. So mainly went for this film because like of everyone saying that this is going to be Bollywood's version of the MCU, and also I was like kind of intrigued, so I decided to go for it. But like, ask Nuna for the entire film, like I was questioning the fact like how is she just going along with him? Like she met him the previous night, and she's like, "Mate, I believe you. I believe everything you're saying. You're not crazy at all."
I
तुमसे
mean,
झूठ क्यों बोला शिवा?
And Nolan has personal experience, so he knows this won't work. Like,
So let's take another comment. Vishnu says, if Isha is related to Brahmastra, they should have given some sort of hint. They have spoon-fed everything but forgot important thing. Kaun ho tum, kya ho tum. So yeah, I mean, those are some trivial mistakes probably they did. But as we were talking on your stream that day, so these dialogues in this film originally, I think they were doing it around 2016, 17, and maybe if they would have been doing the same thing from scratch in 2022, I'm sure they might have had a more mature approach to all these things because of how the audience has grown in the last 2 years post pandemic. Uh, F Society says RRR is stupid movie, logical plot, bad script, bad acting. I don't know if this is directed at me because, but this is not a RRR stream. This is a Brahmastra stream. Deepika says, I went in for Ayan Mukherjee because I'm a fan of his filmography, but I was disappointed as the story didn't connect on a human level, though I did go for second watch and enjoyed the visual treat. Uh, so, have you guys seen it for the second time here?
No, just
Yes.
once.
First time.
Okay,
Going
Me
for
so,
the
also one.
third.
okay. So, okay, so let me put it this way. Nona, what made you go second time and now the third? And Manoj and Bruce, why didn't you go for the second time?
See, for me, I had to make video.
Okay.
So but
Even
also like just to it's a film that is enjoyable when you watch
Hmm.
it. Even
right.
see, I don't disagree with any of the comments saying this happened, that didn't happen, Isha, and I agree all of these things, there are issues, but
Hmm.
I just care, and so do they. That's why they watch the stream. If they didn't care about the film, right? If it was
Yeah.
like, array just came and I didn't like it at all, no one goes and watches a discussion over it over and over again.
Yeah.
I know it's like a high profile film, but even if it was as bad as Liger, no one would watch a Liger discussion, right? A
Oh,
spoiler
we should have
discussion.
done a Liger stream. That would have been amazing.
But we are doing it for Brahmastra because somewhere inside we all care, because we all want
Yeah.
it to be really good. And the hope is that in the future, because the film has done so well at the box office, they will change. And there are even interviews I've seen, they are saying that they have taken the criticism and they'll work on it. It's not like,
Hmm.
oh, we know everything, we'll do it the way we want. It's not like that.
Yeah.
And we have talked about the reason why these issues may be there. I also found out something that they started shooting in 2018, so it
Okay.
was more quiet, not like 2016,
Yeah,
2015.
that's great.
So
But
They
may,
but
should not
still
like
but
reveal
still but
that.
still
they shot in 2018, but I think 16,
they started.
17 at least the pre-production and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
screenplay dialogues would
Hmm,
have been done before that, right?
yeah.
So,
right.
But still, like when you're like shooting, right? Like the actor saying that, no, none of them found it like,
Yeah.
wait. So like, leaving that aside, again, it's about how much you care about it.
yeah.
In my review also, when I posted my full on review, I said, they are these issues. I mentioned them. That's what I have to mention. It's not like I can say only good things are there. Don't think about it. They are there.
Hmm.
Bad things are there, and we should talk about them. That's how
Hmm.
things get improved. But
Yeah.
at the end, we all care and we want future films to come out, right? And third time I'm going because I have to show it to my parents. And I don't mind
Okay.
watching it again on cinema day. That's why.
Manoj,
Uh,
sorry,
I
yeah.
have a
Bruce.
very simple reason why I didn't go for a second time. Because
Okay.
Karan Johar only paid me to watch it once. So
I did this also.
Why, man? Why you had to say that? Shit.
but
Exposed.
then, but then, how was Karan Johar not influential enough to save the channel from that strike you got a couple of months ago?
Keshav, let's not reveal all the details here.
Okay.
No, I mean, look, I just went for it once because I think I couldn't really find the time again to go for the second time, and it was not. See, there are very few movies that made me go like, yes, this. I like. Okay, this year the only movie that made me do that was Top Gun Maverick. Where the moment the movie finished, I'm like, I want to watch that again. So for me, very few movies have done that, and Brahmastra just didn't. It didn't hit that level for me of going like, yes, I need to watch this again because I would have to again sit through that love story, those dialogues, and so there are parts of the movie that I really want to watch again, like the climatic battle and everything like that. But there are also parts which make me go like, oh, I need to watch that again. So that's the main reason why I didn't like go for a second time, to be honest.
Bruce.
Uh, well, like I said, I don't usually watch Bollywood movies. I
Okay.
went for this movie with Nuna when he went for his second time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, no, first time you went alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
First day,
Shall
first
we,
show. So
Yeah.
should we
I also
okay,
I went.
let's not Batman. Let's not go there. That's something. That's
Okay.
not
No,
This
no,
even
no.
this
relevant.
That's more interesting. Go
No,
on.
no, no. It's not.
this next comment. It's a box office disaster. So I let Nona address that because he just made a video today on the
Yeah.
See,
budget thing.
we can take a loudspeaker and shout that it's not, but instead of that, yes, it is. So what?
Yeah.
You're still here, watching the stream. So what? It is a big disaster. It's the worst film ever. But what?
Alok has said Brahmastra is hit or flop as its budget is. I think he is asking it, is it a hit or a flop as its budget is around 400 crore. So Nona,
So
just if
what?
you can briefly
Yeah.
explain it.
So what Ranbir has shared, that he was asked this question and he said that it's just, people are just talking about, they don't know anything about. So the budget of the 400 crore is actually for the whole trilogy. Basically, the investment they have put in the sets, the visual effects, everything, which will be used again for the future films.
Yeah.
So it's not the budget of this film and they had to earn that much money. No, it's like a investment thing. They have earned enough, and now whatever they're earning, it's good for them to put in more for the future films. Of course, future films when they make, they have to add more money, but not at this level. It's like a long-term investment.
Yeah.
They have
So
to start from
you
scratch,
know,
right? They have to
yeah.
start
Yeah.
So
from
So
basically,
scratch.
the budget is of the whole trilogy, not just one film.
so
So it's
people
not actually a
people who are
disaster.
under the impression that three films together will be 1,000 crore or 1,200 crore, all that is rubbish. How can it be? Because those assets are reusable. Of course, if they'll have more characters or more
The salary
storylines.
is like, there'll be budget for movies. It's not like
Hmm.
400 done, finished,
Yeah,
no
yeah,
more extra expenses. No, there will be, but not at that level, that 100 crore. So they have spent 100 crore on VFX.
yeah,
Now they don't
Right.
have to spend 100 crore again. They just have to pay the
yeah, yeah,
VFX artist to do the new scenes. That's it. They don't
yeah.
have to
And
develop
and
the new
and
effects.
as I said, like for example, in the next two parts, if they introduce new characters with some sort of new powers or new, so they'll have to create new effects there. But the basic ones, the characters which remain throughout the trilogy, they can be retained, of course. Rahul says Brahmastra budget or box office doesn't really affect a viewer. It's a waste of time for us to discuss number, is what I think.
Amen.
Yeah,
That's true.
I think it makes sense because uh, you know, as Nona pointed out, we cared. That's why we are doing these streams, and that's why he went couple of times. I might go again, and people are going again and again, and the word of mouth is strong enough. That's why the second weekend was also around 35-40 crores, right? So that's the thing, because all these this number game is sometimes so much rigged as well, because at times uh, people who are associated with the film, they magnify that number, and you know it's not always true, and people who are against it, they will always show the number which is actually less than the real amount. So let me take another comment. Deepika says the boycott propaganda is so strong that even I got a paid post DM on my Insta, and I just have 300 followers. Crazy. I mean, I had no idea this was happening.
I was interested in that comment too. Like I was like trying to read it.
Yeah, I mean, did you guys expect this sort of a thing, like boycott propaganda, like paid post on a page of 300 followers against
I
Brahmastra?
I didn't get anything.
I mean, I should have got. Like, I mean, I don't know why we didn't get it. I mean, see, if they had paid more than what Karan Johar had paid us, and we could have speaken against the film. Like,
No, but how do you
We
react to
would
this
have
in all?
gone to watch the film also, but even commented
yeah.
bad. So
See, I saw
from
one.
both sides.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
there
I
was
saw
this
one.
video. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
He was
that
saying
guy,
that we're boycotting it. I mean, I watched it, but we're boycotting the movie.
he
Like,
said today we didn't have any other option, so we are
yeah.
watching this. But otherwise, you guys boycotted. So, so yeah. So I mean, guys, like, what's your take on this? If Deepika, what she said, if that's true, I mean,
Oh,
it's
I thought you said
it's
Deepika. I thought Deepika Padukone said
no
something.
Deepika Chatterjee in the comment. Like, Deepika, if you can give us a little more detail about it, because this is actually eye opening. I had no idea people are going to this sort of low limits to get a film affected like that. But I'm hoping you didn't do it, and I'm happy about that,
No, she saw it
guys.
twice, right? She said it in the chat.
Yeah,
She saw the movie twice, so it clearly didn't work. See, I think, look, it's kind of a waste of time, right? Because a movie, if it's actually good and if it actually creates good enough hype, people will go and watch it. Like, see, you can term Brahmastra as a flop, hit, whatever, but the numbers were definitely there. People
Mm.
like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, people went and watched it because that hype was there. People wanted to see something different, and that's why they
yeah.
went and watched it. If the hype isn't there and the movie reviews aren't really that great, people won't go and watch it. So I don't really know what the end goal is for this boycotting. I mean, there surely is an end goal. Like, there's surely an ulterior motive to do this. They're probably getting paid by someone else. I don't know what is going on, but
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
world burn.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Nicely put, Batman.
See, that's why we have put in our own Bruce Wayne here.
Right.
Uh, Now, the basic question of this stream: how can this success that the film is getting, how can it impact Indian cinema in general? I'm not just saying that people will start making more VFX based film or more fantasy based films, but in general, like in terms of the money it's making, which has opened a lot of doors for Bollywood, like because post pandemic this has been a rarity. So in general, like what do you think will be the positive impact of this film, not just as a film on screen, what it brings to the table as technology, but also in terms of numbers? Nona, if you want to start.
I missed the question. Sorry, I was
Okay.
sharing the link of the
He
stream.
was busy shouting in chat, Shiva!
Do you want me
I'm
to
Okay.
sorry.
go?
No,
Manoj, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Okay, you go ahead. You go ahead.
See, I think there are two sides to it. The positive impact is the fact that people would actually experiment and try for actually making big budget movies that would actually go all around the world. We could probably have our own like science fiction franchise, our own Harry Potter, our own MCU, like stuff like that. I think that's the good part to having a successful movie like this. The negative part is that you're going to have a lot of clones coming in now, a lot of producers just trying to ape this, being like, okay, this was successful, so let's also try to make something of our own, which is a little bit scary. And another negative part is going to be the fact that I hope people don't forget the fact that there's still space for small budget movies. There's still space for good stories told in a small scale, and it's not that every movie has to have this big VFX thing and all. Like, there are good small scale theatrical experience also that people would love to watch. So I mean, I think those are the two sides to it, and I hope we progress on this in a more positive way. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Okay. Nona, did you get the question from that
Yeah.
answer, or should I repeat it?
So basically, like more people will try to do it, right? That's the question.
No, the question is how this film success can positively impact Indian cinema in future.
I think it's
I
already
spoke
is.
more about
We
negative.
got a 700 budget Mahabharat announcement. Om
Okay.
Prakash Mehra is making a two-part Karna movie. So I think it's already affecting. But I feel like, see, the thing is, even if you have so much money, if the concept and idea is not good enough, it will just it will not work. That's the whole thing. But Master works somewhere. I think someone mentioned that Ayan couldn't do justice to the plot and concept. That means they agree that there was good plot and content. It was not,
Yeah.
executed the best way
The,
possible.
the thing is, no, they should stop trying to go for the Bollywood trifecta every time. Action, love, and dance. Like in this movie, the love story did not fit. Like they should have built it up over the three movies. Like this,
Yeah,
it
we talked
happened too
about that.
fast. Like I want to make a meme on it. Like the scene where he says "I love you" to her. I want to do the "How I Met Your Mother" reaction where everyone goes like, "What? What?"
He
No,
said what in the
and and
theater?
and I like the point he raised, because even apart from maybe Kesaria and that other song Rasiya, like Dance Ka Bhoot was, I was not convinced with it. Why would you put a song like that in a film like that? Because
That
Dude,
was
I
dude,
just
dude, dude,
Ranbir's intro.
dude.
That was just Ranbir's
There
intro.
was one scene where I actually told Nuna, I'm like, you can make out that the lip syncing is off. I was like, dude, the lip syncing is not proper over there. Like he's moving his lips, but the song, it's not fitting the song where he's singing.
Rahul says, I strongly disagree with panelists' previous discussions opinion. Like he's talking about the
Oh
video
my
which got
god, you saw
strike.
it.
That
Thank you, Rahul.
Ayan
Before it
Mukherjee's,
got blocked, before it got striked.
You're
Sorry.
the special person.
he doesn't agree that Ayan Mukherjee is apt for fantasy
That's
movies.
okay. You watched it. No, you watched the
He would
stream. That's
rather
it.
get Tumbad makers in. That's an interesting one.
See
That's
that?
probably.
Yeah, see that's the thing, right? Like I said that before also. It's his vision. He
Hmm.
wants to have a intro song for the hero. He wants to have a love song. He wants to have a love story in his film. That's the whole idea that again from Master there is love, the power of love. He's
Yeah.
making this film. He's making this universe, right? So he'll do the way he wants to do it, right? We can always say at the end with the hindsight, oh dude, this is wrong, get Tumbat makers. How do we know if they had come, it will not be a good, that good or that bad, right?
Yeah.
It's at the
Like
end of the day his vision.
what if
He
what
wanted
if
to do this way.
what if on a certain Tumbad stream somebody would have commented, hey, I didn't like it. Maybe Ayan Mukherjee can do
Yeah.
Tumbad better.
I know people who don't like, they find it very boring, Tumbad. And
Oh,
they want, if they had, Tumbad had dance and, love songs and everything, they would have, yeah, enjoyable movie. So
I,
same
d-
same logic can apply there, right?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, you should watch it.
You
It's one of
should
the
watch it.
better films.
No, and as we were discussing, like this film will inspire and enable people to take these kind of risks more, and also in general, like because VFX maybe not on this level, but on some level, it's in a lot of films, right? So they will know that the kind of output now we can achieve, based on what we have seen with Brahmastra, like Minna Murli. 25 crore was the budget, if I'm not wrong.
18, 18.
18 crore, and in 18 crore what they made was commendable, and I am sure now Netflix for the part 2 will give them a bigger budget, and sky is the limit after that. So I like even this film that comes to mind, it just
Bhavesh
slipped
Joshi.
off. No, Bhavesh Joshi we did discuss that day. I mean, that was also there, but sorry, I'll get back to it once it comes back to me.
Hindi
But
movie.
yeah, it was a Hindi film.
मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता.
Ye-
It's
by
close, but
Vasan
not.
Bala, right?
Yeah,
Vasan
yeah,
Bala.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So even that, right? So maybe tomorrow, we can have like a multiverse where these people can also meet up, because see, we already had Mohan Bhargav from Swadesh in this film. So who knows? Bhavesh Joshi might cross paths, or Mat Ko Dard Nahi Hota guy can also cross paths. Krish or Ravan, all these guys. No, Ravan can't, because Mohan Bhargav is already there.
No,
But
it's still multiverse, right? It'll work.
But he's a robot,
Double.
right? So
Yeah.
it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
do you guys? It might be a huge leap or a big jump, but do you guys expect any such sort of wild decisions being taken in the future? These people crossing paths.
There was supposed to be like long time back, right? When they released a Flying Jet, they were supposed to be like a
Oh my
Indian
god, that's
superhero universe, right? Remember? Like there was some news about
see.
that, right? And then nothing happened with it.
I just want to say, a flying jet is a film. That is a film I kid. I went to theater. I made my brother also go, and that's the most disappointing feeling I had. And I can understand if someone has the same feeling for Brahmastra, but that film was okay. Let's not. Yeah, moving on.
Yeah, it's not worth talking about that. Karthik says, honestly, I'm worried about the writing part on all these ambitious projects. Need more focus and conviction as well. Not able to. So,
Hmm.
Karthik, that's what we talked about, right? Now that they have done this first film and they have the feedback coming in from people, I'm sure that they will correct those mistakes. They will be foolish if they continued with the same tonality of dialogue. Who knows? Maybe they even change the dialogue writer in the next film. If
And
the
and
yeah,
they will fail. The
yeah,
film will not work if they repeat the same mistakes.
Yeah,
If we
true,
go
true.
there and we like this the same thing what we said in the first one, we'll not go for part 3. We'll not be interested. It will
yeah.
fail, if it's not good. That's a simple answer.
But guys, two things that didn't fail, everybody loved, is music and VFX, and I'm proud to say that
Yeah,
I
positive.
was, I had the privilege of working on the music for Pritam Da on this film. Let me just ask in the comments if people have noticed the music, like, because you know how everyone is talking that it's the visuals are something never seen before. At the same time, I also believe music is something, the score is something again which has never been heard before in Indian cinema. So
Right.
And is neglected also a lot of times because
yeah, because
people only talk about the
yeah,
songs.
yeah.
Hmm.
Because Kesaria was such a huge trending hit,
Yeah.
everybody waited for that film. But I am hoping that because of so many Sanskrit chants and shlokas, some sort of attention would have been paid there. So
Yeah.
if people can tell us in the comments how did they like the scoring, and if you three can also tell me, what was your reaction to it?
Batman.
Uh, I wasn't paying attention to the music. Like I only noticed that one part which like the lip syncing was off. Like, but like
No, that is
usually
a
like,
song, right?
He's
I'm
talking about
talking
the
about
background
the
music.
background score.
background score. The thing is, no, I don't notice the background music unless I hear it out of context. Then I like recognize it. Like the
Okay.
Avengers music, I never noticed it till Endgame where they brought it back, like the classic, the
Yeah.
main one. Like Endgame, they had a different background music, and then they brought the original thing. That's when I noticed it. Like so. If you ask me
No,
now,
but
I won't be
actually,
able to
that is
find.
that is a good approach because when the role of background music is to support the film. Keep
Right.
Yeah,
go parallel with it, not to
yeah,
overdo it. So
yeah,
if he didn't pay attention to it like consciously, that means the background
It's a
music
good
was doing
job.
its
Yeah.
job. Yeah.
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 So in
No, no.
part 2 he'll recognize it.
Yeah. Part two, when it comes back, you'll be like, yes, this I heard in part one.
But Nona, were you because you watched the film with a very critical point of view as well? I'm sure you noticed the music part of the thing
See,
as
I
well.
definitely, I think a lot of people are talking about that the music was sometimes over in some moments, but I feel like these kind of films you want that
Yeah,
pump, you want to be
yeah,
pumped, and I think they were like the interval scene where the music
yeah.
kicks in. I just love it. Even
Hmm.
in
Yeah.
the climax where the music comes in and the Drasya track also, the music really fits. It supports the visuals. Like the visual doesn't overtake. We're like just too much, and there's no feeling. Like there's no exterior noise making it pushing it more ahead. So I think in that way music really supports the film. And the second one also, like I told him, the moments I got goosebumps, I got it again in the second watching also. And that is because of the music, because it's
Mm,
it gives you that pump,
Yeah.
yeah.
especially the interval scene. So that's one of my favorites. And I
No,
just wish there were more such sequences in the film, but they just went down for me.
no, and you're right. The movies like these do require less silence and more score because almost every scene is an event.
Yeah.
Something or the other is happening so quickly that it connects to the next scene, or you have to pay attention because it can connect to some scene later in the movie, right?
I
So,
want to take example of KGF for a second, because
okay,
that's a film which got a lot of hate for that too much music, loud music.
yeah,
But there's a moment in the film where we get silence,
hmm.
where all the noise is like it's just made very less, and at moment we can hear a heartbeat, and that scene, it works, it makes sense.
Yeah,
So it makes sense that throughout the film that it was so loud that moment you feel more like, oh, sudden something is wrong. So I think it works in a good way also if you use it very well.
and also like the complaint with KGF was the loudness, like the decibel
Yeah,
levels were too much.
yeah,
In Brahmastra, and I think if I'm not wrong, they later released a different print of KGF where they dumbed down the
yeah,
volume level as well. So Rahul says Preetham has done good job with music, but I would have loved multiple versions, character themes, which should have given more depth. So Rahul, let me assure you, we did work on different character themes. Like we were literally given the lyrics based on those characters. Like there was a Raftar theme, there was a Zor theme, there was a Nandi theme. So all the themes are there. Maybe you need to watch it once again to
yeah.
notice the difference in the music.
True.
And maybe more like as we go ahead with the second,
Yeah,
third film, it will
yeah,
become like, oh,
The
you'll notice it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
repetition, the
Yeah.
motives would come
yeah.
back.
Manoj, your take on the music?
To be honest, the music was awesome. It was done really well. And I felt like in many moments, I felt like the music was working really hard to elevate the moments
Okay,
which was not emotionally there. Like
yeah.
that's the feeling I got. Like I felt like the music was like trying its best to like, give those moments that punch, that impact, which was not written like well. That's
Can
the
I
feeling I got.
can I say that the mother scene was a good example for this because I felt the emotional
Right, right. The emotional thing was
content
missing.
in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
theme of the music where the mother is dying because of
That's
the
where the
fire.
music brought the emotion up,
Yeah,
whereas the dialogues and the scenes it didn't really bring it up. So
yeah,
I think the music has helped a lot in elevating the script, the movie in many ways. Like I think Sahil, who was there in our panel last time, like he even said that how he felt like the VFX also improved because of the music, because of the music's impact, everything looked a lot better. So I think the music was fantastically done in this movie. It went really well. I can't wait to. I even asked you, right? Like, when is the original soundtrack getting released? Is it getting released?
yeah.
Because
I
a lot of
don't
times
think
for Bollywood films, it doesn't get released. So
I don't think they'll release it yet because some of it will be used in the next
true,
parts as
true.
well.
Yeah.
Maybe like I see a lot of people doing those edits from the movie and putting it
Yeah.
in individually on their channels on with all that lo-fi and slow reverb and all
But they are
those
not
kind of
getting copyright strike, huh?
yeah. They are not, we are getting it.
I
Are
just want
dude,
to correct Arun Kumar. He says Shiva 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 into 1,000. I'm sorry, you're wrong. It was 88 times. Someone
Oh,
did notice. Someone did count
wow.
it on Twitter.
Someone did?
Yeah, they had
But
like
it,
that. You know that meter that with
Ah, I
X
saw that.
DO is
Yeah,
to
yeah,
come.
yeah.
oh.
Someone used that and counted how many times he
Counted.
said it.
But now that I think back, it didn't look like it was 88 times. I thought it could have been lesser, but I mean I don't remember correctly. But
You know, there's a particular sequence, in the car chase where she's
Yeah,
hanging out,
yeah.
yeah.
and it's like they have dubbed it like say Shiva again and again. So she
Yeah.
says, Shiva, Shiva, no, no, Shiva. Arey, stop saying Shiva. He's there. He's
No,
trying to
I
save you
think
only.
they just dubbed it once and they just reused it, like duplicate, duplicate, duplicate.
I feel like this film is
For
editing wise very much inspired
for
from KGF.
for some reason, no, I feel
Okay.
like Alia Bhatt doesn't fit in this movie. Like they need a different actress. Like she fitted in
Hmm.
only in the love roles, like in the action sequences and all. It was not like
No,
it
but
didn't
I
it
think
didn't fit.
her potential as an actor was also not completely
Explode, explode.
explored because because she's such a good actress. I I felt it was very underwhelming, the performance. Like I don't
Yeah.
know if the director was not able to get the best out of her because she usually does a good job, right? So
Right.
do you guys think if there was a better actress in place of her, the the, it could have worked better? Like the organic love story could have been much more visible on the screen.
See, not the love story. Like I feel like she fitted in the love story. It was like in the action sequences and all, she didn't fit. And like I've not seen her in any other action movie before, so I don't know.
She's doing
You
one with
could,
Gal Gadot. So,
no, you
No,
could
but
bring in,
there's
you could
always a
bring,
first time, right? There's always a first
Yeah.
time.
see,
no,
I'll
you could,
say it's not Alia. It's the writing.
yeah, I mean, you could bring in Meryl
She's
Streep
yeah.
and still the,
If
it would
even
work
she
more.
says Shiva Shiva, it will be more delightful. But it's
Yeah,
still the same.
So who stole the show in terms of acting? Who did you find the best?
Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah, dude, I even told Nuna during thing I liked his fight scenes. Like they did the camera work for Shah Rukh Khan's fight scene really well.
And even with his dialogues, in a way, his performance, his characteristic of the Vanarasta comes out.
Yeah.
Same with Nandi. I wish they had more screen time to develop that, but okay, maybe a spin-off series.
For some reason, like even his those kid-centric dialogues of Hathi and Genda, he delivered it in a way that it didn't
Yeah, he
sound
pulled it
odd.
off. Yeah, he pulled it
And
It's
off.
the
Yeah.
him.
name
It's
Shah,
like it's him.
Yeah.
I can do it.
No, I mean it's not the first time that Shah Rukh Khan with a cameo would have stolen somebody else's thunder because Ranbir Kapoor himself is such a great actor. You can always count on him, and he did a reasonable job. Like he was convincing as Shiva, but again, if people are thinking of Shah Rukh more than him in just a cameo, or even Moni Roy, I was quite impressed. Like
Yeah,
I've not seen much of her work before this. This was probably the first time I was watching her on big screen. And I think she did a pretty good job, and she might continue in the next film as well. I don't think her role would end there, right?
probably.
Okay, so guys, we are almost at the end of the stream. Let's take last question. Is it the same Mohan Bhargav from Swadesh, guys?
It's open-ended. It
Yeah.
it
No, did
depends on
Ian
what you want.
confirm it's the same? I thought in some interview he said it's the same character or something like that.
I didn't
It's.
see any interview like
I
that.
feel like it won't really like
I
even
feel
even
like
if
it's
it's the
just a
same
Easter egg.
character.
It's just a Easter egg, fun Easter egg. If people would,
Probably.
connect it and all, because there are a lot like this throughout the film. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm taking
No,
it as.
I
I
see. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, continue.
No, I'm just saying if they make a spin-off of his character, I don't think they'll like try to tie it back to Swadesh. I think they'll just do their own thing. So
I have to give it to Siddiq and end the stream with him. He watched the movie second time only to see Shah Rukh scene and he left.
I would have done the same.
That's the comment of the day, guys. Thank you so much for joining this stream, and huge thanks to Siddiq for people like him are why the film is are almost at 200 crore now. But yeah, um,
88 AK King.
88. She said Shiva 88 times. So thank you guys for joining in, and I hope we can keep doing this more as well regularly. Guys, check out Indian Geek Society and subscribe this channel as well if you're coming from other places. So thank you and have a good rest of